So good morning everyone. We begin with chanting universal well-being. May I abide in well-being, in freedom from affliction, in freedom from hostility, in freedom from ill will, in freedom from anxiety, and may I maintain well-being in myself. May everyone abide in well-being, in freedom from hostility, in freedom from ill will, in freedom from anxiety, and may they maintain well-being in themselves. May all beings released from all suffering, and may they not be parted from the good fortune they have attained. When they act upon intention, all beings are the owners of their action, and inherit its results. Their future is born from such action, companion to such action, and results will be their home. All actions with intention, be they skillful or harmful, of such acts there will be the heirs. Continue reading the bowing journals from the 3 Steps 1 Bow pilgrimage. Today would be entry from their master Heng Chao. It's April 3rd, 1978. The LA disciples loaded us up with supplies, food and clothes. We bowed our respects to the master and set off early Monday a.m. for the Big Sur. Young Dan McCauley did a Class A repair job on the Plymouth. He really got into it like we couldn't believe, said his parents. Tricks and weird forces. Kuo Chou and I dropped Heng Shi off at the bottom of a narrow, twisting, extremely steep grade that rises 300-400 feet in above half mile. It's the official entry into Big Sur. A sign at the bottom reads, "Dangerous road next 60 miles, felling rocks and slides, no maintained at night." We parked one car at the top under some trees for a night campsite and then drove halfway back down to wait for Heng Shi. It was nearly dusk. We waited for over an hour and began to worry. The road drops sharply over the edge into steep gorges. If one fell or slipped, it could be fatal. We ran up and down the road, calling, Heng Shi, but no answer. There was no place to go but forward or over the edge. The road was cut in the side of a sheer rock cliff. Since Heng Shi hadn't reached us, we assumed the worst. Suddenly, Heng Shi appeared, walking toward us from above. "Strange forces at work here," he wrote in a note. "I hope they have a sense of humor." "How did you pass us by? There is no way we could not have seen you walk by us," we wondered. "You didn't see me and I didn't see you either, and we couldn't have been more than 6 feet apart and the runoff where you are packed," he wrote. "I lost count of the bows twice, couldn't control my mind. I'll have to do it all over tomorrow." "What happened?" asked Guo Chou. "Don't know," wrote Heng Shi. I got to the top, but you weren't there. I waited, figured something was up, and walked back down. And only then did you see us? We asked. Strange. Not only did I not see you, but as I walked down, all the houses and spaces appeared that weren't there on the way up. It was like a totally different road. Everything topsy-turvy and disappearing. I had a feeling we should be careful, but I ignored it, said Kuo Chou. I'm learning you've got to trust your feelings out here, not your thinking. Remember the master's word when we told him we had encountered strange people as we entered the mountains. The strange people who suddenly came up were the mountains, weirdos, and water goblins who came to play with you to check you over. There is no real harm done, kind of like pranks or playing tricks. Still, it sobered us all a little to realize the world and any one of us could totally disappear before our very eyes. And we had no control over it, nor did we have the tools to even understand it. Yeah, also Hengcha wrote and interesting events happened in the Three Steps One Bow. They bowing and being sir. And I want to maybe share a few reflections after actually what's yesterday happened. Staying in the nature with our two participants, Jasky and Alex, stayed and Redwood Vihara in the forest. Still kind of myself is interesting to discover a new way of being in the forest, how to kind of coexist with something what was quite distant from me, be really in the wildlife, kind of appreciate the presence of nature. Every Saturday we have a few volunteers who come and we do different tasks. And yesterday mainly we kind of clean up, move stuff around, having lunch and kind of definitely can feel the kind of Dharma joy in the earth. And for the last 2 Saturdays, one of our volunteers brings his son. He's in teenage years, I think around 13, 14 years old. The age when you feel alien for everyone, his face definitely showing you, I don't want to be here, leave me alone. This is the main message. And I don't want to interact with you anyway. So, okay. So we kind of give space to him and do our stuff. But it's interesting to kind of observing how this nature changing this young boy, but also changing his father, who used to come over a year. A week ago, I have a conversation with him, ask him, what you feel special here? That you, anytime when we ask, are you coming? Of course, I'm coming. To spend time and work with us. And he says that when I'm here in the forest, I kind of entering sometimes space where I have no thoughts. Kind of I embarrassing my nature. And he says, I feel in kind of a flow, and I feel closer to the creek. And this reminds me my early age when I was a kid. And definitely you listen him this is something what profound happening there, and was like, wow, this is quite something. It's just being the nature. It's a kind of describing and working a kind of meditative state almost. So we're very happy to be here and try to kind of bring his son, who are resist to a bit to kind of spend time with us, and Father. And yesterday we finished our work, decided to look at our northern property. So we went back there and walked with our neighbor, his daughter, and maybe 4 of us. So we went one place, and his son, keep a small distance from us, but kind of watching around what's going on there. A little bit has a curiosity in the forest. And finally, he found something, and he's Dad, calling. So our neighbor came to him, and later his father. He found the dead mole lying down, and small mole. So all of us came there, and she said, "Okay, so let's recite. Let's recite Buddha's name, this mole." And all the group of the guys kind of create a circle, and we recite Namo Amito, right, to the mole. All this kind of sincere faces, and kind of like a little bit from an angle observe this young man, and I kind of noticed this. His face changed. Kind of, you felt that he's participating something important. He pulls his palms together, very sincere. I first time saw him so engaged in practice. In this context, he's supporting the mole with his father and with the guys around. So we chanted, we transfer merit, and I kind of reflecting it, how the nature kind of suddenly in very subtle way, kind of touching us and changing something in us. Like the young man found a deep connection with this mole in the forest, and probably connection to his father. And his father as well kind of felt connected to the forest, to the group, and kind of subtle, small changes happen. And I kind of was very grateful for this moment to be together, just, honor this kind of ecosystem, being the kind of living space. Nothing happened special, but in somehow we are felt deeply touched inside. And it's something what very kind of nourishing, this kind of my practice and kind of reconnecting myself with this nature and with the forest and with myself. Just want to share this short story from yesterday. And now we have 3 steps, 1 bow practice, and we want to announce that for a week it will be a break, right, for the morning reflections. We are going to Dharma Buddhist University, kind of support the 4 days of retreat over there. So we'll start again on this coming Saturday, right? I think.
Yeah, we'll start again on Saturday.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so let's do this 3 steps, 1 bow. And if you want to continue to watch the recordings of morning ceremony and evening ceremony, you can find the Berkeley Monastery website. And our past morning reflections are on